Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to Weekly Wildlife Wisdom. So far, I've been your host, Zero Yeti. Without further ado, let's get into it. The first day of the week being Monodon monoceros. Better known as the narwhal, it is a species of toothed whale in the family Monodontidae and the only living member of the genus Monodon. It is endemic to the frigid waters of the North Atlantic, the far North Pacific, and the Arctic Oceans. Excuse me. Excuse me if you can hear the background noise. They live in pods of 5 to 20 individuals, with individuals frequently switching between groups depending on the time of year. In calving season, nursery pods are formed of primarily females and their young. During such time, adolescents join with bull males to form their own pods. In some cases, several pods may come together for short periods of time, forming aggregations up to 1,000 whales. Narwhals are some of the deepest swimming mammals, regularly diving upwards of 4,900 feet or 1,500 meters in search of prey, such as cod, squid, redfish, wolffish, capelin, cuttlefish, shrimp, skates, and various types of flatfish. Narwhals are themselves preyed upon by polar bears, orcas, Greenland sharks, and humans, reaching some 10 to 18 feet or 3 to 5.5 meters in body length and 1,760 to 3,530 pounds, or 800 to 1,600 kilograms in weight, with males being slightly larger than females. Narwhals sport a thick cylindrical body and a mottled pigmentation, with blackish brown markings over a white background. Instead of a dorsal fin, it possesses a shallow dorsal ridge, and female narwhals sport tail flukes that sweep back on the front edges, whilst those of males curve inwards. The narwhal's most notable feature is, of course, its single long spiral tusk, which projects from the left side of the upper jaw of males and can get up to 10 feet or 3 meters in length. Additionally, some females may grow tusks, and some males may grow two tusks. These tusks seem to have many uses, such as stunning fish, attracting mates, fencing with rivals, sensing temperature and salinity, breaking sea ice, communication with one another. Breeding occurs from March to May, and after a 15-month pregnancy, a mother narwhal will typically give birth to a single calf, which remains by their mother's side for 2 to 3 years. Under ideal conditions, a narwhal will reach sexual maturity around 6 to 8 years of age and may live upwards of 80. Next up is Gallus gallus, better known as the red jungle fowl. The Bankiva, the wild chicken, or the Bankiva fowl, is a species of tropical bird in the family Phasanidae, which is native throughout much of Southeast Asia, from India, Nepal, and Bangladesh in the west, eastwards across southern China to Indochina, south and southeast to Malaysia, Singapore, the Philippines, and Indonesia. Red junglefowl are also the primary wild ancestor of various breeds of domestic chickens, with humans first keeping and domesticating these birds some 8,000 years ago. As such, like its domestic descendants, it was brought with and introduced to various regions across the world, most notably Micronesia, Melanesia, Australia, and Polynesia. Here they inhabit all range of forests and woodlands, as well as plantations, orchards, and agricultural areas. They live in flocks consisting of a few roosters and several hens, as well as their offspring. They are often led by a dominant male who maintains a small territory, often centered around ideal roosting spots. They feed upon fruits, seeds, insects, and other invertebrates, grains, leaves, stems, bamboo, grasses, roots, tubers, and the occasional small rodent or lizard. Junglefowl are in turn eaten by a plethora of predators, including various cats, civets, canines, primates, hyenas, lizards, snakes, crocodilians, coconut crabs, bears, marsupials, and predatory birds. Female red junglefowl, also lizards. Oh, I mentioned lizards. Sorry. Female red junglefowl typically reach around 2.25 pounds or 1 kilogram in weight and around 17 inches or 43.2 centimeters in length, while males can get to around 3.25 pounds or 1.5 kilograms in weight and around 30 inches or 76.2 centimeters in length. The male's coloration is a vibrant mix of orange, brown, red, gold, gray, white, olive, and even metallic green feathers. In contrast, the female is typically much more muted in foliage. Not foliage, in plumage. Males also sport a longer tail and larger combs and wattles than females. Flight in these birds is almost purely confined to reaching their roosting areas and at sunset in trees or any other high and relatively safe space, free from ground predators. They also use it to escape from immediate danger throughout the day. Breeding occurs in the dry season, during which time males impress females by performing a display called tidbitting, in which they dance, call, bobble, and bring the females food. After mating, the female will lay an egg a day for up to 12 days and incubate them for 21 days until hatching. The young fledge at around 5 weeks of age, and at 12 weeks they are forced out of their mother's flock and must set off on their own to join another or form their own. Under ideal conditions, a red jungle fowl will reach sexual maturity around 5 months of age and live up to 30 years. Next up is Dendrobates azarensis, better known as the blue poison dart frog. The blue poison arrow frog, the Okopipi or the Okopipi. It is a species of frog endemic to the South American country of Suriname. I keep stumbling over my words. Apologies. Here they live in pockets of riverine woodland and rainforest islands of the Sipaliwini savanna. These semi-boreal amphibians are known to be fairly territorial and aggressive towards others of their own species and ward off intruders by using a series of calls, chases, and wrestling. They feed primarily upon insects and arachnids, but in particular ants and beetles. It is from this diet in which these frogs get their potent poison. They are able to metabolize, concentrate, and retain the folic acids and other toxic alkaloids present in many insects, as well as in order to utilize it as their own amphibian defense mechanism. Because of all this, all captive and captive-bred dart frog specimens often lose their toxicity as a result of a change in diet. Reaching around 1 to 2 inches or 2.5 to 5.1 centimeters in length and around 0.2 to 0.3 ounces or 5.7 to 8.5 grams in weight, female blue poison dart frogs are often slightly larger than males, but males have proportionally larger feet. Its bright blue skin, usually darker around its limbs and its stomach, serves as a warning to predators. The black spots are unique to each frog, enabling individuals to be identified. They sport a hunchback posture and feet equipped with suction cup-like pads for climbing. These are round in females but heart-shaped in males. Breeding occurs during February or March depending on the rains. During such a time, males will sit on a rock next to a body of water and start to sing. Females find him by following his songs and may fight with one another for the chance to mate with him. Once the pair meet up, they go into the water to breed. Around 5 to 10 eggs are laid and fertilized, where they are guarded by both parents until hatching a tadpole some 14 to 18 days later. The young again are watched over and cared for by their parents until they fully metamorphose into adults at around 10 to 12 weeks later. Under ideal conditions, a blue poison dart frog may live up to 10 years. Next up is Boselaphus tragocamelus, better known as the Nilgai, the blue bull, or the white-footed antelope. It is a species of antelope endemic to the grasslands, scrublands, dry forest, and agricultural lands of India, Pakistan, and Nepal. Additionally, they were introduced to the U.S. state of Texas by big game hunters in the 1930s and have since become a feral and invasive species throughout Texas, Alabama, Florida, and Mississippi, as well as the Mexican state of Tamaulipas. They are a diurnal and moderately social animal, typically living in groups of less than 10 individuals, though congregations of up to 70 are not unheard of, particularly during the breeding season. There are 3 distinct types of herds that are formed, including females with their young calves, adult and juvenile females, and then all male herds. Nilgai are mixed feeders, eating a variety of grasses, shrubs, leaves, seeds, flowers, fruit, herbs, vines, and woody plants. Nilgai don't often drink water, instead getting the majority of their moisture from their diet. Nilgai are preyed upon by wolves, striped hyenas, leopards, dholes, coyotes, mountain lions, Asiatic lions, alligators, crocodiles, and tigers. Reaching 3.3 to 5 feet or 1 to 1.5 meters tall at the shoulder. 5.7 to 7 feet or 1.7 to 2.1 meters in length, and 220 to 640 pounds or 100 to 290 kilograms in weight. Nilgai are the largest antelope in Asia. They are characterized by a sturdy body, thin legs, sloping backs, a deep neck with a white patch on the throat, a short crest of hair along the neck terminating in a tuft, a dewlap, and white facial spots. Sexual dimorphism is prominent with males being considerably larger than females. While females and juveniles are orange to tawny in coloration, adult males have a bluish-gray coat. Additionally, only males have horns. Mating may occur throughout the year, but peaks during the breeding season, which is October to February in their native range, and December to March in the USA and Mexico. During such time, male and female herds join up with one another, and males become aggressive and fight amongst themselves for dominance. After an 8 to 9 month pregnancy, a mother nilgai will give birth to 1 to 3 calves. Their young remain with their mothers before setting off to join a different herd at around 10 months of age. Under ideal conditions, the nilgai may live up to 21 years. Next up, we have Pygocellus papua, better known as the Gento penguin, is a species of penguin in the genus Pygocellus, which is native to the waters of the southern, South Atlantic, and South Pacific Oceans, with notable colonies occurring on the Falkland Islands, South Georgia, and the South Sandwich Islands, the Kerguelen Islands, the Macquarie Island, Heard Islands, Corzet Islands, the South Shetland Islands, and the Antarctic Peninsula. Gentos mainly feed upon crustaceans such as krill, squat lobsters, and shrimp, but are also known to feed on a variety of fish, squid, and octopi. Gento penguins are themselves preyed upon by sea lions, leopard seals, orcas, squaws, and giant petrels. Reaching some 28 to 35 inches or 70 to 90 centimeters tall and 9 to 19 pounds or 4.5 to 8.5 kilograms in weight, Gentos are the third largest species of penguin after the emperor and the king penguins. They are the fastest swimming of all birds, reaching up to 22 miles per hour or 36 kilometers per hour in the water. These birds sport a white stripe extending like a bond across the top of their head, pale pink feet, and a bright orange to red bill. Their tail is also remarkably long, the longest amongst penguins. Gento penguins typically mate for life, breeding in large colonies which gather in areas free from ice. Pairs build circular nests made of stones, where the smoother are the better. These stones are jealously guarded and highly prized, so much so that penguins often trade stones with each other in exchange for food or sexual favors. Once the nests are built, 2 eggs are typically laid and incubated in shifts by both parents for 34 to 36 days until hatching. The young then remain in the nest for around 30 days before joining with other chicks in the colony and forming creches. The chicks molt into subadult plumage and go out to sea at around 80 to 100 days. Under ideal conditions, the Gento penguin may live up to 20 years. Next up is Chryserindia rhyphinus, better known as the Ananodolo, the Loloandrinia, or the Madagascan sunset moth, is a species of moth in the family Uranidae, which is endemic to Madagascar. Here, these sunset moths are often found throughout the majority of the island, with the exception of the southern deserts. The adults routinely migrate in the thousands between groves of their host plants, shrubs, and trees in the genus Omphaliae. Omphalia. Sorry. Adult moths are also attracted to white and yellow flowers to feed on their nectar, particularly the flowers of the common mango, the loquat, the Sydney blue gum, the Indian almond, the casona, or in the tea tree. Unlike most moths, sunset moths are day flyers, which utilize the sunlight to showcase their bright aposematic colors to warn predators of their toxicity. At night, they roost in large groups in the canopy some 300 feet or 100 meters off the ground. With a wingspan reaching 2.8 to 4.3 inches or 7 to 11 centimeters in length, sunset moth is black in coloration with iridescent red, blue, and green markings. There is a fringe of white on the scales of the wing edges and whiter on the hind wings, with these wings sporting 6 distinct tails. Breeding occurs year-round, with females laying some 60 to 110 eggs late in the afternoon or at nightfall on their host plants. After 3 to 4 days, the eggs hatch and then the larvae begin to feed upon their host plant. The caterpillars are whitish yellow with black spots and red feet and are covered in club-ended black setae. They are selective at first, only eating parts of the leaves to avoid the plant's toxic latex, but after 3 to 4 days of growth, they also begin to eat the flowers, fruit, tendrils, and petioles, as well as the young stems, as they begin to incorporate the toxins into their body and create silk to deal with the excess latex. Said silk enables them to stick and climb to various surfaces. After spending 2 to 3 months as a caterpillar, the larvae then spins a cocoon out of silk, where they will spend 17 to 23 days as a chrysalis before emerging as an adult. And our extinct animal of the week is Nothosaurus, which is a now extinct genus of semi-aquatic sauropterygian reptile, which lived from the middle to the late Triassic period, some 240 to 210 million years ago. Remains now attributed to Nothosaurus, including various teeth and arm bones, have been unearthed throughout parts of Europe, but were variously assigned to turtles, crocodilians, fish, and plesiosaurs. It wouldn't be until 1834 that Count George Graf zu Munster would uncover a fairly complete skeleton from the Bayreuth Muschelkalk of Germany. Munster would describe that specimen as a completely new genus of wonderful shape that combines special characters of different animal genera, and named the animal Nothosaurus mirabilis, which roughly translates to bastard lizard made of different species of animals in Greek. As of today, Nothosaurus remains have been found throughout much of Europe, Africa, and Asia, with there being over a dozen species currently considered valid. In mirabilis, in giganteus, in juvenalis, in Edingrae, in Hazi, in Cheknove, in Cytomatosaurides, in Jagastis, in Youngi, in Yangjoensis, in Zangi, in Marchicus, in Winkelhorsti, in Shimpery, and in Shimpery, reaching some 13 to 23 feet or 4 to 7 meters in length and 150 to 440 pounds or 70 to 200 kilograms in weight. It was a fairly large-sized animal with numerous adaptations to a semi-aquatic lifestyle, including a long paddle-like tail, short but stout legs, and from a fossilized trackways, we even know that they had wide-webbed feet. They sport elongated necks and broad, flat skulls with long jaws that were lined with needle-like teeth. In life, Nothosaurus probably lived much like modern seals and sea lions, swimming in the sea and feeding upon various fish and vertebrates, occasionally hauling themselves onto land in order to rest, sunbathe, and breed. As always, take care of my guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Hope you have a wonderful day.